college basketball in Tampa, and a great matchup it is. The South Florida Bulls hosting the number 3 North Carolina State Wolfpack. Welcome inside the Yuengling Center. Jim Lauk, Leah Secondo with you for what should be a great matchup tonight. Leah, it's tough enough when you're hosting the number 3 team in the country. Tonight it becomes a little more challenging for South Florida as they have to go without their leading scorer.
Yeah, Sammy Puisis going down a little bit earlier this week. A season-ending injury for Sammy. She will be back next season. We'll have surgery on Tuesday this week. And I think for the Bulls, it was probably a little bit easier if you're looking for that silver lining. This team has already played a good chunk of their season without Sammy, so they were able to get back and focus off of the injury and prepare for this difficult game tonight.
We will see 2 super freshmen in this game for South Florida. Victoria Blasek has been an offensive machine.
Incredible. In the 10 games that she has played, already 7 in double figures, coming off of that phenomenal 31-point effort. For the Wolfpack tonight, they are going to have to come out on the perimeter and guard her on the line. We know that Victoria loves to take you off the dribble, just as Zoe Brooks does. The ACC Freshman of the Week, second player in NC State history to post a triple-double. Young player can take you off the dribble with either hand. It's going to be extremely important for the defense, for the Bulls, to not get into foul trouble and keep Zoe in front of them tonight.
One of the greats of the game on the North Carolina State sideline, Wes Moore, more than 800 wins in his career. As you see, in his 11th season at NC State, has his team unbeaten. Jose Fernandez just got his 450th win at South Florida. So, Leah, we've got almost 1,300 wins in the building tonight. That doesn't happen very much.
That doesn't happen very often. And 2 very passionate coaches for their programs have turned them into successful programs. Of course, the storied history with NC State coach Yao, Wes Moore following in place. And for South Florida tonight, this is a big game, right? Protect the building, 20 consecutive home wins, a great record here at home since 2014, and this is a staple opportunity for a victory tonight for the Bulls.
Coke Series history, this is meeting number 3. These Bulls went toe-to-toe almost exactly a year ago with the Wolfpack pulling out an 8-point victory. Bulls looking for their first ever win against North Carolina State, and we are underway. Great crowd at the Yuengling Center. That one goes out of bounds, and it will go back to the Wolfpack.
Good communications on defense, right? You have so many bigs on the floor. 4 and 5s are huge for NC State. Be able to keep them in front, communicate with who's cutting through those screens.
Inside it goes, and the turnaround is good for River Baldwin, the Alabama native, averaging about 9.5 per game. Wolfpack coming off a win over Liberty their last time out. They've had a few days between games, so they should be full of energy tonight. Here's the first shot for Blasek. It is contested well, and it's an air ball. And back the other way, the Wolfpack on the attack, and Baldwin will have a chance for a 3-point play.
And that really goes back to the opposite end of the floor, Jim, for the Bulls tonight. They're going to have to, if they get into a half-court situation, really work that shot clock in deep, make some extra passes, make things happen, because the Wolfpack love to get out the opposite way in transition and burn you with opportunities to hoop on the 3-point play here.
Quick 5 points for Baldwin. Well, the Bulls will look for ways to get Blasek open shots. Leah, she might be the most affected of any of the Bulls by the Sammy Puisis absence. Those two had a chance to go side by side just one time the last time out. Jumper no good. Levy kept it alive, but it's touched last by South Florida.
Better movement of the basketball on that series down the floor by the Bulls. A lot more patience. They're going to have to be patient. This is a Wolfpack team with a great wingspan. They get into those passing lanes. You're going to have a lot of ball fakes tonight against them defensively.
Into the paint it goes, and there's Baldwin again. She's got 7 in a row to start the game.
And you know, and that's where one of the problems lie, right? You've got a tall post in there. You've got to figure out how to sandwich and deny with that sandwich and that entry pass coming in. Little lob passes inside.
Big screen, freeze for the shot, but no good. Bulls have missed their first 3 shots from the floor. There's a turnover for North Carolina State. Leo, we saw it today in the afternoon shoot-around just how big this Wolfpack team is. And while the Bulls are certainly going to miss Sammy Puisis, this is a matchup where they also miss Emma Johansson, who's out with the ankle injury.
Yeah, and it was a great point, something you pointed out in this shoot-around today. They hope to have Emma back by the time they come back off of the winter series and get back to conference play after the first of the year. But you're absolutely right. I think Romy does create some problems. She's played different positions at Auburn, where she comes in here and has an opportunity to, they're going to double check possession on the foul there. I think Romy helps out on the play, her ability of where she's been in her past.
They called the foul on Madison Hayes, and Coach Westmore already has the smile on his face on the sidelines. I think they're talking about the shot clock, which they have reset to 20, and it looks like they are going to keep it right there as the Bulls inbound. South Florida 7-3 on the season. Here's Brito with a 3. Bulls a winner their last time out over Gardner-Webb, a 100-point performance for the Bulls in that game. Here comes James. Strong baseline drive. Isaiah James averaging more than 16 a game. Levy trying to answer.
Get that ball in the middle of the floor and go, and not let this defense match up for the Wolfpack. 2 consecutive solid series down the floor for the Bulls.
There's Brooks. And now down low once again, Mimi Collins facing the double team. And the Bulls get a defensive stop.
Hands up on that series, Jim. Anything you do to alter a shot.
Everything but the hoop that time for Ariel Wilson. A great drive to the basket, but comes up empty, and on the other end, Zoe Brooks finishes.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about, Zoe in the open, right? She's got that acceleration. You can't go side by side with her and hope you're going to knock her off.
6-point lead for the Wolfpack, a perfect 10-0 on the season. Friendly roll for Ariel Wilson. She hits a big 3 for South Florida. So the Bulls have hit a couple behind the arc to stay close here. Here's Baldwin. My goodness, the way she can play in the paint, and then she can turn around and hit a shot like that.
Well, you know, and for Ariel Wilson, as she touches the ball here, that's her first 3 in 6 games. Gives her that confidence, has had some good looks, just hasn't gotten it to fall. They're going to need to make up those points, right, for Sammy, and it's got to be a combined effort by everybody.
Brito near steal, but Brooks winds up with the ball. Bulls persist, and here comes Brito on the other end. Carla Brito, boy, when you're that wide open, that can be a very difficult shot to hit, and she took a couple steps in, measured it well.
Well, Carla was surprised too, and Zoe Brooks, that's that youthfulness, right? Zoe's got to flash back in and get in front of Carla. Carla taking advantage of it.
3 is up and good for Isaiah James. She is terrific behind the arc, 43% on the season. Both teams heating up from long range. Here comes Blazic working on Baldwin with the left hand. That's not an easy play for the freshman.
You know, not an easy play, and she was going a little bit wider there to get to the hoop using the glass.
Looking for Baldwin inside. Litcha Shiphold battling with her. Brooks from the corner. And Litcha Shiphold with a strong rebound for South Florida.
Tell you what, this is a solid effort defensively. Total team effort on defense right now for the Bulls. Getting in the paint, digging down, helping out with double teams. See if they can be rewarded here at the opposite end.
Bulls holding their own on the boards. Also, the Wolfpack a plus 13 rebounding advantage. There is a great shot by Romy Levy, and South Florida has closed this to 2.
Yeah, working that shot clock down, Jim. That was at 6. Being patient, looking for that good shot, that extra pass.
Inside it goes. Here's Baldwin drawing the double team. Great job to find the open player, but the shot no good. South Florida looking for a tie or the league. Blazic. And the rebound yanked down by Mimi Collins. Bulls in transition, keeping this game close in Tampa. USF fans, the Fowler Avenue Collective supports USF student athletes through NIL. Join the Stampede by making monthly contributions ranging from $10 to $500. Scan the QR code on your screen or go to www.fowleravenue.com for more information. 2-point game here in Tampa. River Baldwin, 9 points for the Wolfpack, a perfect 4 for 4 from the floor. That's going to be a battle between her and Aveline Litcha Shiphold all night long.
All night long. They're going to get up into each other defensively. And again, it's got to be a total team effort. NC State and James there, no problem at all with a little body contact.
Isaiah James makes it a 4-point game. South Florida 7-3. They have been hard for teams to handle at home. Levy hits from long range. Romy Levy, and the Bulls long range shooting keeping him close. That's 3 threes for South Florida tonight. Wilson slaps it away from James. It will go back to North Carolina State.
Getting some spacing there, using a Litcha Shiphold and not allowing Zoe Brooks to fight through that defense. Again, we talked about a total team effort. Coach Fernandez talking to us after the shoot-around today. Jim saying we've got to have everybody step up in every single way, and James striking back-to-back there. And
you could see on the replay, Levy was inside the arc, so that was a 2-pointer a moment ago for the Bulls. Here's Brito. She's got a 3 going, rolls out. And the Bulls will have a second opportunity. Shot clock in single digits for South Florida. Maria Alvarez has checked in, and she will go through traffic, no whistle. And here comes the Wolfpack. Steele with the 3. Deep rebound, Brito, numbers against her, and tries to hold up, but too tall for Alvarez. And that's what they get you thinking in your head. You got to speed up a little bit. Right idea, going back on the trail there to Alvarez. Good to see Maria back on the floor. Had only played 6 minutes against Gardner-Webb with went down with an ankle injury, little ankle issue. Has had all week to work on it, get it better. From the corner, the jumper by Collins, and Litcha Shiphold with an active first quarter clears the boards again. Great pass inside, but they can't finish. Solid give and go action. Wolfpack got back quickly, Jim, defensively. Good cut to the hoop there, just didn't fall. Collins with a nice move, and she scores off the glass. Mimi Collins averaging 10 per game.
Yeah, Mimi's tough when she's facing up.
Final minute of the first quarter. Levy working the baseline, and the whistles blow. That's going to be a traveling call. It will be turnover number 2 on the Bulls. There's a look at Victoria Blasic working on the stationary bike. Leah, you saw what happened to her.
Yeah, she pulled up on a trip down the floor toward the latter stage of that first quarter, towards the end of it, and just trying to keep that muscle loose right now, working on the bike.
Little difference between shot and game clock, and the Wolfpack running both down here. And Levy fouls Brooks with 10 seconds to go.
Post foul on number 23, Romy Levy. Her
First foul on Levy, out of bounds play. Shot clock turned off, obviously, with 10 seconds to go. And a turnover. Brooks's pass a little bit wide for James. She couldn't pull it in, and now South Florida will have a chance to hit a shot before the buzzer here. Alvarez takes a look at the clock, goes to the hoop, and the tap try no good. North Carolina State, number 3 in the nation. They'll head to the second quarter with a 6-point lead on South Florida. North Carolina State with a 6-point advantage. Here's the top 10 poll. There's only 11 unbeatens left. North Carolina State at 10-0 is one of them. They are just off to a tremendous start this year.
I love it. They were, kind of under the radar. Coach Wes Morris, we're happy being picked 8th in the ACC, as you see the RPI ranking as well. They cut down the grass and they found us, put us back in the top 3 in the country, and well-deserved right now for the start that they have had this season.
Playing in a great league in the ACC. Again, this team was picked 8th in the ACC, and they are perfect so far through 10. Here's Brito into the paint, off the glass. Carla Brito has 7 to lead South Florida.
That's a solid start. Start the second quarter. There's the opportunity.
Lacey Steele now in the game for NC State. Collins for 3. And South Florida a chance to get a little closer here.
I'll tell you what, I like Maria Alvarez scanning the floor, Jim. She could have let that ball go and tried to thread it, didn't. But I still would have liked to have worked that ball into the shot clock there. Too rushed of a shot.
3 on the other end, no good, and Litcha Shiphold with a rebound for South Florida. Ariel Wilson hit a 3 in the first quarter. She'll back it out. Bulls will get into the half-court offense. Levy with a tough turnaround. Romy Levy has had a good start. She's got 6.
She's being forced baseline there. Drove away from it. Nice job turning into the hoop.
Back to a 2-point game. Collins from the baseline. And not many second chances on the offensive boards for the Wolfpack.
Good box out there against Collier as well by Levy.
Alvarez. Bulls with 10 to shoot. Levy pulls up. Litcha Shiphold with an offensive rebound. Bulls doing a good job on the boards against perhaps the best rebounding team they'll play all year. Brito dishes off, and a foul called. Free throws coming up for Aveline Litcha Shiphold.
little bit extra pass. You heard like a ooh and an ah there for a second. They could just go right up with it, but that extra pass here gets Licha Shiphold to the line. Big's having to work really hard tonight for USF, right? Definitely quicker than the Wolfpack, but the size differential, that's where that double team is coming in.
Mallory Collier got the foul. And Aveline Licha Shiphold with the first free throws of the game for South Florida, and we're all even. James with the three. And the rebound, Daniela Gonzalez. Bulls with an 11-9 rebounding advantage as Hayes knocks it out of bounds.
Marina Asensio in the game, as you see the rebounding differential there, and for USF, that tough task tonight, the 10th best rebounding team in the country in NC State. You know, Marina Asensio in the game, coming off, I think, her best, not only her best shooting effort, but she just looked so much more poised on the floor. It may have gotten lost in the victory in her 23 minutes. I love the fact she had 7 assists, just 1 TO, just really looking much more confident on the floor to give Wilson a breather.
Bulls turn it over. Zoe Brooks is back in the game. She sends it to the baseline, and the drive, shot no good, and a foul on the rebound. This is going to be on Aveline Licha Shiphold coming over the top, I believe.
Foul on number 24, Aveline Licha Shiphold.
It will be her first. It'll be an out-of-bounds play for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, nice job so far shooting-wise by the Bulls. Again, we talk about double teaming and being there and being really active with your hands, Jim. And sometimes on defense, you know, you get caught up, get a little tired in between series on the floor. You don't get your hands up fully. And for the Bulls thus far, good start to this second quarter and not this game up.
6-0 run for the Bulls. As you saw a moment ago, the Wolfpack 0 for 5 from the floor in this quarter. Officials conferring there. Now we're ready to go with 20 on the shot clock, and Brooks will launch just that quick. Zoe Brooks from the corner. Two-point Wolfpack lead. Shot clock running down for South Florida. Here's Brito with the runner, and the whistles blow. And this will be an offensive foul, I believe, on Carla Brito. Let's see if they called that. They did.
Yeah, I think, Jim, one of the things for this Bull squad tonight to think about is everybody's just got to kind of do their thing. Good to see Vittoria come back into the game. You know, you understand what your role is. Don't try to overdo your role to compensate maybe for Sammy being out or for Blossing. You know, now with a little bit more of a wrap on that thigh area. Just everybody kind of do their thing together collectively. Don't overplay and overthink, but you got to come out on the perimeter and understand where their sharpshooters are from three-point land.
Yeah, one more don't. Don't leave Zoe Brooks open from the three-point line. Back to a 5-point margin. Brito, by the way, got her second foul, so she departed when Blazic came back in. And here's the freshman for the Bulls. That's partially blocked. And the Wolfpack on the run. Asensio steps in, knocks it away from James. This will stay with North Carolina State. Brooks will inbound on the baseline. Steele one-on-one against Asensio, and Asensio's going to be called for the foul. Bulls bench unhappy with that.
Marina Asensio, the
First foul on Asensio.
steal to the line for
Steele, an 80% free throw shooter, comes to the line. Six in a row for North Carolina State. And an offensive rebound as Baldwin slips in. And Brooks just able to save it in the front court. Steal by Gonzalez. South Florida in transition. Litcha Shipholt is fouled on the way back up.
And Litcha Shipholt with a big puff after that rebound. There's so much body contact underneath. And Litcha Shipholt keeping her focus, not putting that ball on the floor. Just trying to make something happen offensively for her team right now. Romy Levy getting a well-deserved break. She's been bounced all around. Really working hard defensively for the Bulls.
Litcha Shipholt to the free throw line. She's already got 9 rebounds in this game. Big reason South Florida is staying steady on the boards with North Carolina State. That ends the 6-0 run for the Wolfpack. Maddie Cox with her first touch gets it inside. Baldwin with the jump hook, and she's still perfect from the floor. 5 out of 5. Asensio launches her first shot, and the rebound taken by Isaiah James. Brooks from 3. And the offensive board, Madison Hayes with the putback, and that'll lead to South Florida taking a timeout as the Wolfpack expand the margin to 8. We're going to break in Tampa. More to come in the second quarter. How do you get to number 3 in the nation? Well, you do a lot of things well. We've talked about the rebounding, Leah, but that's just one of many things that has fueled this 10-0 start for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, the starting 5 on the floor, looking through the pregame notes on them, you really didn't want to foul anyone, to put anyone on the line. Very good shooting team. This is truly their first road game of the season. Coach Westmore was anxious to play this game in a sense, but also thinking to himself, what had he done coming into this building where the Bulls have been so difficult at home?
Alvarez with a 3, and the rebound pulled down by Brooks. Bulls cooling off a little bit from 3-point range. Had a couple early, but none lately.
Second quarter, last time these two teams met was the difference, 21-8 in the second quarter. The Wolfpack trying to build on it here.
And Baldwin with the putback. She's now got 13 to lead all scorers. Ten-point margin, biggest of the night. Here's Blazik halfway down, but the Bulls super freshman still looking to get started. 1 out of 5 from the floor. Maddie Cox in the game for the Wolfpack. Now James, boy, she is just explosively fast to the hoop.
Explosive, like I said, you keep her in front, that's great, but you bounce off of her a little bit. She gets that cushion, she's gonna run downhill faster.
8-0 run for North Carolina State. Gonzalez thought about the 3, pulls it back for Asensio. Blocked by Brooks. And here comes North Carolina State again. James with the hesitation. Gonzalez coming back the other way. Bulls have missed their last 7 shots. Blazic unable to connect. That might be the most open look she's had so far tonight. Nifty move by Brooks there. Gets free, gets the shot. And on the offensive board, it's Hayes. Bulls were battling pretty well on the boards in this game, but now North Carolina State starting to dominate on the glass. It's getting some easy follow-ups for them, and they have a 10-0 run going.
Well, and again, you're starting to see the exploitation of the size and the physicality down low in the paint. Fortunately for Jose Fernandez, he's able to shuttle players in and out as far as getting other players some breathers. You can see the mismatch down low, and Wolfpack taking advantage of it. Jose Fernandez calling the timeout.
So now a 14-point margin. Let's take a look at the net rankings and see where North Carolina State lands in at number 10. Again, an indication of not only an outstanding team, but also a challenging schedule. They have played some difficult games early on.
Yeah, they certainly have. And I think for NC State now, they go on the road here. They've got 3 consecutive here on the road. Have ODU next, tough game, tough team defensively, and then start ACC play at Virginia. Virginia upset today by Woodford at the buzzer.
Ariel Wilson has returned for the Bulls, so has Brito. Remember, Brito playing with 2 fouls, but she connects with a 3. That's a big hoop for South Florida. Carla Brito with a lift coming off the bench.
Absolutely. Cox may actually have gotten a little bit of a hand on that one, too. That helped off the release.
James going to the basket, kicks it back. Great ball movement. Hayes able to line that one up, but can't connect, and that's double-figure rebounds already for Aveline Litcha Schiphol. 11-point margin.
Ooh.
Down goes Wilson. That'll be a foul on Isaiah James. We'll talk women's soccer at halftime. The new head coach, Chris Brown, longtime assistant, taking over the top job. And we will visit with him, get a preview of the season, and find out more about that outstanding program that has kind of been one of the flagships of USF athletics the last few years.
Absolutely. There's so many good things happening around campus athletically this last few weeks and academically with winter commencement as well. Bowl games, new stadiums, new programs. Great start by men's basketball. Nice win this afternoon ahead of this women's game tonight.
A lot going on. Month of December is one of our favorites for multiple sports going on at the same time. Here's Levy back in. She will take the quick jumper, and a foul is called, and the Bulls perhaps fortunate there. I don't know if they want to push the action quite so much in this matchup.
Yeah, you hit it on the head there, what I was thinking. A little bit rushed on the play, and it was a ball that was, obviously you saw where it landed. It was way short, and getting a break on that one for sure to get to the free throw line.
Romy Levy averaging about 6.5 per game. One out of 2 for her. So the Bulls have come back with a modest 4-0 run here to try to tighten things up a little bit. But you're right, Leah, the second quarter against North Carolina State has been where things changed for the Bulls 2 years in a row. Inside it goes, Baldwin. Shot clock single digits. Brooks had it under control all the way.
Acceleration.
Brooks now with 7 in this first half. Shot clock turned off, so the Bulls can play for one shot here. Blazic to the basket, cannot get the roll, and that's how the first half will end. Number 3 team in the nation, North Carolina State, showing why they are 10-0. We go to the halftime break in Tampa, South Florida, down by 12. Halftime at the campus of the University of South Florida. There's your score. Number 3, North Carolina State with a 12-point advantage over the Bulls. Halftime at the Yuengling Center in Tampa. North Carolina State with a 12-point advantage on South Florida. Wolfpack, number 3 in the nation, and coming in at 10-0 on the year. And Leah, you could see why. South Florida did some things well in that first half, but when it got away from them periodically, the Wolfpack just took advantage every time.
Yeah, absolutely. You expend a lot of energy defensively trying to guard their bigs. And then, it pays at some time at the opposite end of the floor, and it did for the Wolfpack. We saw how they like to get out in transition and work the basketball and force some turnovers. And when they do, boy, Zoe Brooks was a lot of fun to watch in those first 2 quarters of play.
Let's take a look at the highlights for the first half. And right off the top, dominant River Baldwin.
Well, you get those touches in the paint, right? And a lot of touches. She had 6 for 6 in the paint. 13 points, moves very well without the basketball, Jim, for her size, no doubt about it. It helped defense coming over a little bit too late, and when River faces up, just makes it really difficult going over the top of the defense of the Bulls.
South Florida got a spark from Carla Brito with a couple of big threes.
Yeah, Brito needed a breather too, right? And she started the game well, got a little bit of a breather. As you know, Carla pulls up. Had a little extra spacing there for that bucket, but leads the Bulls right now with 10 points, followed by Romy Levy with 9.
Let's take a look at the first half stats. You can see the Bulls held in pretty well rebounding, although the Wolfpack was dominant late in the first half. The points in the paint, though, boy, you can't overcome that.
And that's certainly one of the areas of bone of contention for Jose Fernandez prior to the game. Some of the keys that he had talked to us about. He felt rebounding was going to be important. Points in the paint were going to be important. And I think the Bulls have done a really nice job, Jim. Wolfpack are trying to speed them up. They've done a very good job taking care of the basketball tonight. Only 4 turnovers thus far.
First half stats presented by Jersey Mike's. We're going to break. Back with the third quarter shortly. The Bulls Club helps power USF athletics by funding athletic scholarships for over 450 student athletes and raising money for athletic capital projects, facilities, and academic enhancements. Join the Bulls Club today by going to mybullsclub.com or calling 1-800-GO-BULLS for more information. Halftime at the Yuengling Center. Here's the road ahead for South Florida. It's brought to you by Tampa General Hospital. And again, some more challenging games coming up for the Bulls.
Yeah, take to the road this week on Wednesday with 2-way. Of course, big circle around the Baylor game. And then it all gets started in the American at the end of the season. At home here, the final game of 2023 here at Yuengling against SMU.
Conference season will be here before we know it. By the way, we haven't mentioned for North Carolina State another great player on their roster that we have not seen on the floor tonight.
Zanaya Rivers unavailable tonight, lower back problems, and certainly a player we know that Jose Fernandez had talked to us about in shoot-around, so could easily be on many watch lists, had started all 9 games prior to tonight's game, and certainly another dynamic player for the Wolfpack not playing this evening.
Shows you how deep this team is, and going to be an interesting year for the Wolfpack under head coach Wes Moore, former assistant under the legendary Kay Yao. And I thought it was interesting when we asked him about that, Leah, and asked him what he learned from working with Coach Yao. He didn't really talk much about basketball. He talked about how you conduct yourself, about how you treat other people. It was a really interesting answer from him.
Coach's character certainly went a long way.
Underway in the third quarter from Tampa. Bulls without Sammy Poisis, knee injury, out for the year. A block to start things off. Roma Levy with a nice play.
Wolfpack basketball.
It'll be an out-of-bounds play for North Carolina State. And a quick two. Nice catch to be able to control that low pass, and Madison Hayes drops it in. Hayes now with 6. Wilson, Levy, Brito, Litcha, Shipholt, and Blazig on the court for South Florida. And another rebound for River Baldwin.
A little bit off balance there, Jim. Kind of rushed that shot, trying to make it happen.
Brito stands in defensively with the 2 fouls and gets the ball back for South Florida. Brooks almost taking that ball away. Running out of time here with 7 to shoot. Blazig able to roll one in. Leading scorer for the Bulls has had a little bit of difficulty tonight. She's got 4, 2 for 10 from the floor. Baldwin, her first miss of the night, but Collins there for the rebound, and she is fouled on the way back up. They're going to get Levy on that foul. You see North Carolina State on the offensive board starting to earn a lot of second chances now.
Well, they're running a lot of second chances. And Jim, what they do very early is a little contact issue there. What they do very early is Nikki Collins tries to get her eyesight back going to the free throw line. They'll work the defense around, so they actually pull the bigs out of position for South Florida. It creates a huge opening and opportunities to cut to the hoop. And the Wolfpack recognizing that. We talk about sixth sense and knowing where your teammate is going. NC State doing a good job of that tonight.
Collins with her 3rd point of the night. This was an 8-point game in a matchup almost exactly a year ago. It was December 11th of last year. Bulls made it to the NCAA tournament once again a season ago. Preseason pick at number 1 in the American this year. Blazig running out of time, beats the shot clock, and Gonzalez runs down the rebound.
Oh, hit the rim.
Boy,
Hit the rim.
yeah, they call a shot clock violation, and that clearly hit the rim. Gonzalez comes up limping after that sequence. This is going to be an out-of-bounds play for South Florida with 19 on the shot clock. Victoria Blazig, freshman, conference freshman of the week this year. 3 from Gonzalez won't fall, and the Bulls come up empty. Brooks gliding into the paint, rolls it in, has a chance for a 3-point play.
And that's a tough matchup. Zoe Brooks recognizing it and going right at Danny Gonzalez, saying, I've got this. Look at the spacing. And easily just walking by Daniela Gonzalez.
Just cradled that basketball, getting it off the glass. Made it look easy, and it wasn't. You can see her triple-double. That was just the 2nd in the 50-year history of North Carolina State women's basketball. A 15-point margin here, 3rd quarter. Bulls having a hard time finding shots. Here's Blazig. That's a 3 for South Florida. That's her first of the game.
for three.
Blazek's starting to heat up a little bit. She's got 7. Collins hits the shot. Gonzalez hoping to draw the offensive foul, but no whistle. Bulls 7-3 on the season, coming off a win over Gardner-Webb their last time out. And again the shot clock winding down. Gonzalez draws the contact. This is going to be on Collins.
Wolfpack foul number 2, Mimi Collins, her second.
Second foul on Collins, but Leah, that's a tribute to that North Carolina State defense. It seems like every time you look up, that shot clock is down under 5 for South Florida.
You know, and that's not bad, Jim. I like the way that the Bulls being much more patient in their half-court set, trying to get that better shot.
Carla Brito controls for the Bulls. And a foul with 5 on the shot clock. They're going to get Isaiah James on that one. So another shot clock reset and another out of bounds play for South Florida. 12-point game at the half. Blazek trying to create a little space. Gonzalez through traffic.
Probably the most difficult shot she's made all season too, Jim. Didn't even use the backboard on that one.
Baseline drive, nice move to the basket. Madison Hayes has that quick first step also. Back to a 14-point margin. Gonzalez launches a 3. That's the 5th 3 of the game for the Bulls.
Daniela Gonzalez in another dimension too tonight, Jim. We talk about everybody chipping in.
And right back at you, the 3 coming the other way for North Carolina State. That's what great teams do. They've always got an answer.
Absolutely. Silence you real quick.
Gonzalez from the other side leaves this one a little short. And on the run, here comes the Wolfpack. The stop and the pop, no good for James. Ariel Wilson pulls up. 3 is short. And Baldwin clears the boards.
Kind of get baited into that play, right? You're on the run. You've got the trail.
That's going to be a foul on Licha Shipholt of South Florida. Free throws coming up for North Carolina State. We head to break with the Wolfpack up 14, third quarter. We love the month of December, a lot going on. We told you about women's basketball, their games coming up. Football will be at the Boca Raton Bowl on Thursday. Bulls announced this week they have sold out their allotment of tickets for that game and have gotten more to get to their fans, so that should be a great atmosphere. And then men's basketball coming off a nice win earlier today on ESPN Plus over Loyola Chicago. We'll have a Friday afternoon game right before the holidays playing Albany.
And how did that work out so perfect? Opportunity to go see the women play in West Palm, and then why not carry on the fun and go to the football game the following day?
Should be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
In the Boca
You got a big
Raton
week ahead
area.
for yourself, Jim.
Yeah, how about that? Baldwin now with 14 points, 7 rebounds for North Carolina State after hitting that free throw a moment ago. Marina Asensio back in the game, a catch and shoot, and all sorts of contact on the rebound. That was Collins and Gonzalez getting tangled up. Collins gets the foul. She's now got 3.
Danny getting some good minutes here, Jim, too. some solid minutes, has started to get into a groove shooting-wise offensively. Good little battle there with Collins.
Here's Blazic just looking for some room. Now Licha Schiphol. Her game just gets better and better for South Florida. Her minutes are increasing and her production is too. 6 points, 10 rebounds for her today. James with a three. Baldwin. And now Brooks will set things up. Late third quarter here, Wolfpack looking for their 11th straight win as Collins cashes in the mid-range jumper.
Baldwin actually helped create a little bit more of that spacing on that play.
Asensio around the screen, and her jumper is good. That's her first hoop of the night for South Florida.
And Licha Schiphol, I want to give her an assist even though she didn't touch the basketball. Creating that semi-block through that screen. Good job.
6th of the night for South Florida.
You want to make sure you get some contact and help out your teammate. Well done on that play.
2.5 to go, third quarter. Collins going to work. Now James off the glass. All of these drives to the basket, that one by Madison Hayes, they're all under control. Yeah, that's one of the things that really jumps out at you.
Under control, and you know, then they start getting in your head a little bit. Do you step up, right? Do you step up and play tighter defense, or you back away a little bit and challenge them from mid-range? And just solid play all around.
Baldwin just picked up a foul there. So the Bulls will inbound down the baseline. Into traffic, and it's a turnover. Tough catch for Blazic. And here comes the Wolfpack. Cox to the basket. Got her own rebound. The Bulls pry it away. This will be a held ball that will go to South Florida. So the Bulls get the ball back as we go underneath 2 minutes here. Bulls have another top 10 opponent coming up in the near future in Baylor. And Leo, we've talked about Jose Fernandez's scheduling philosophy, how you want to position your team for conference play, but you also want to have games on your seasonal resume when it's time to choose the NCAA tournament field.
Absolutely. You want to have those games in the non-conference schedule. Jose and his staff, you learn the hard way, right? And he learned a long time ago as the shot clock at the buzzer partially tipped. Learned a long time ago, you've got to beef it up.
Here's Baldwin. And now James. And Gonzalez really hustling to pull that ball off the floor for South Florida. North Carolina State, again, just a great job getting back defensively. They run the floor so well, you think you've got a chance at some fast break opportunities, and you look up and all those red jerseys are just waiting for you.
Absolutely. Get back quickly. Only 3 fast break points for the Bulls tonight.
Final minute of the third quarter. Zoe Brooks. 10 to shoot. Baldwin, wow, what great ball movement, and Baldwin scores again.
Very mobile for her size, no doubt about it.
Baldwin now with 16, including 7 of 8 from the floor. Licha Schiphol with a buzzer beater. Good looking jumper for her. And that'll end the third quarter. North Carolina State with a 14-point lead, 10 minutes to go. The USF Bookstore is your passport to the trendiest USF clothing and gifts, including the complete line of USF Adidas gear. The USF Bookstore is open 7 days a week on campus, or you can shop online 24/7 at usouthfloridabookstore.com. Well, if you look at the scoreboard here at the Yuengling Center, it's a little bit different than when we went to break at the end of the third quarter. They took a look at tape on Marina Asensio's shot a few minutes ago. They gave her a 3 originally, but they found a foot on the line, so it's actually a 2, and it's now a 15-point game at 59-44, North Carolina State.
Well, look at some different things here that the Bulls are doing well. I like that they're making the extra pass in that quarter. 11 assists on 15 field goals made, and they've really done a very, very good job tonight, Jim, on this active and lengthy Wolfpack team and taking care of the basketball. Just 5 turnovers in this game. This is a team that has been averaging 16 on the season, so a much better job with 1 quarter remaining taking care of the basketball.
North Carolina State 53% from the floor, and they now have a +9 in rebounding. As we mentioned, they came in averaging 13 rebounds per game more than their opponents. Zoe Brooks doesn't draw iron, but look at the hustle from Maddie Cox. It goes out of bounds, but that's a great effort by her. Bulls were down 12 at the midway point. North Carolina State has led virtually the entire way. A lot of minutes in the third and fourth quarters for Asensio. She finds Alvarez here, and Alvarez has it taken away. Been about a week for the Wolfpack between games. They beat Liberty their last time out. They have a pretty grueling schedule ahead of them. Brooks finds herself open, but took the extra step, and that'll be a turnover.
We talked to Coach Moore this week. He kind of smiled a little bit and said, you know, how's Zoe adapting? Obviously, she's had great success here early. Well, we're very proud of that triple-double, but she is a freshman. You'll see glimmers of it when you watch on the floor, but so explosive, very exciting young player.
Wilson kicks it inside. Levy with a difficult turnaround, but we've talked about the length of Romy Levy, how she can hit shots like that. Speaking of NC State, here's the road ahead for them. Those are some tough matchups there.
Absolutely, some really tough matchups. Again, that first ACC matchup on New Year's Eve against a Virginia squad that took a tumble today. A couple upsets in the games played on this Saturday afternoon and evening. 3-second call. Can we get back to Romy a little bit here and back down to the opposite end of the floor? I'm very impressed, Jim, with the way that Romy has her back to the basket. She knows exactly where she is and has so much confidence as she turns and faces up and releases that basketball.
She has 11 tonight for the Bulls. Alvarez trying to get started off the glass. Maria Alvarez, one of the great veterans of this team. Her first points of the night as she banged it in for 3. Bulls starting to warm up a little bit from long range at 30%. James to the basket, and she draws the foul. Isaiah James will get free throws here.
And Isaiah does that, Jim, by just a little hesitation step. Lets a little bit off the gas and then accelerates, creating that contact with Ariel Wilson.
Second foul on Wilson. 70% free throw shooter is Isaiah James. She's a native of Virginia Beach, a junior. Just one of the many offensive weapons on this Wolfpack team. Well, you just look at this lineup and say, who do I try to shut down?
Right.
Because if you can successfully neutralize one or even two players, they've still got a roster full of problems for you.
Absolutely. And a roster full of problems with everybody brings a little bit different piece to the table.
Here's Alvarez. Now Carla Brito has been quiet lately, off the mark with that one. Brooks and Hayes back and forth, and now the Wolfpack will take a little time here. We're under 7 minutes remaining. To the basket, Hayes with another strong move. Back to a 14-point margin. The Bulls have just not been able to chip away very much in this second half.
Got a break there. Hayes with a nice tip job, but tippy-toed on the line, just a little bit too hard there.
Official was in the perfect spot right there to see that, so it goes back to South Florida. 810 wins for Westmore. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's great. You know, some wonderful stops. Was part of Coach Yao's staff. Went on to become a head coach, came back a little bit in between. Colorful guy.
He had some great quotes when we talked to him.
Yes.
He is a
really enjoyed talking with him.
terrific interview.
Texas Rangers fan, I understand too.
Yeah.
An area certainly they go hot into that area. Matty Cox, obviously, Flower Mound, Texas.
Alvarez can't connect this time, and Brooks clears the rebound. Time getting short for South Florida here. Fourth quarter action at the Yuengling Center. The turnaround from Collins no good.
You know, and that was a good shot there of Brito, obviously on Collins. Certainly a mismatch. You're trying to do anything you possibly can to force an alter in that shot, whether it's body contact, hands up, anything.
Levy a little too strong with that baseline jumper, and Baldwin the rebound. She's heading toward double-double territory. Baldwin now 16 points, 8 boards.
Remember Baldwin, a good story when she played with Florida State. They didn't play very well at the Reynolds against the Wolfpack. Said she didn't like playing there. She loves playing there now.
Alvarez with a three right in front of the South Florida bench, and Alvarez has 2 threes in the corner, and Brito has a takeaway. Bulls can get this down to single digits on this possession. And a whistle there. Let's see what they're going to call. Got a foul on Zoe Brooks. Bulls trying to get closer. They've narrowed it to 11. 5 minutes to go. Place to live. Tampa, Florida. Great game tonight in the Yuengling Center on the campus of the University of South Florida. Jose Fernandez has his team at 7-3 on the season. Again, the preseason pick to win the American. They're battling some injuries this year, but he's got them in a positive direction once again.
Well, and battling some injuries and with teams in the past, Jim, you know, this team is very deep this year, and that has helped them. And I think the fact that so many players have been able to play early on in this schedule is going to bode well going into the American play.
Alvarez can't get the roll, and a foul on the rebound on South Florida. They'll get Eveline Litcha-Shipholt on that.
24, Eveline Litcha-Shipholt, her third.
That'll be her third.
Team second.
Every possession critical for South Florida now. They need some stops and they need some points. Again, a great move to the basket, but this time James can't finish. Brito into the paint. Good ball movement. Alvarez is free, and it doesn't fall. And that would have been a big shot. Would have made it an 8-point game.
Absolutely. It was a good look.
Time on the side of the Wolfpack now as we approach 4 minutes remaining. Lacey Steele back in the game, freshman guard. Now Hayes. Baldwin kicks it out. Shot clock running down. And it goes off before the shot. It's a shot clock violation.
There you go. That's the stop you need right there. As you see the preseason poll for the 4th consecutive year, South Florida picked preseason #1.
Going to be a battle this year. A lot of good teams in that league. But South Florida, the preseason pick at #1. Brito is off with the shot. And Baldwin corrals the rebound. North Carolina State won this matchup by 8 points a year ago. Bulls have never beaten the Wolfpack. 3rd meeting all time today. Steele to the baseline, dragged her foot. It's a travel. That is the 10th turnover of the day on the Wolfpack.
And back-to-back possessions going empty, but again, as you said, you've got to create some momentum here. 10-6 differential on the turnovers.
That's a good day of protecting the basketball for South Florida. Need some shots to fall here, though, as we're under 3 minutes remaining. Alvarez lines up another three. Litcha-Shipholt trying to grab that ball, but it comes down to the Wolfpack.
And you know, Jim, it's unfortunate. Three shots recently by the Bulls, all good looks. Unfortunately, unable to fall. Mimi Collins making it hurt there.
So now back to 13. Collins with 9. Wolfpack has 4 players in double figures right now. Brito trying to get that ball to Litcha-Shipholt, and the Bulls with a turnover. Third-ranked team in the nation, North Carolina State, trying to get to 11-0. Bulls have not scored in the last 3:07. And the Wolfpack more than happy to run a little clock here. Now Brooks puts it in motion with 5 on the shot clock. And Brito the rebound. Litcha-Shipholt able to control that. Bodies everywhere on both ends of the floor. And a foul called on North Carolina State. Time to meet our Yuengling player of the game. It's River Baldwin with 16 points and 10 rebounds. She set the tone early in this game, getting her team off to a great start. Scored the first 7 points of the game.
Well, and Jim, this is a Wolfpack team's close to 40 points in the paint tonight. And as you said, establishing that paint presence early, that opened up so much more for North Carolina State.
Ariel Wilson into the paint. High off the glass. How about that? Ariel Wilson with an acrobatic shot.
Yeah, working hard.
Alvarez with a foul to stop the clock with 1:19 to go. It's only the 3rd team foul, so the Bulls are going to have to do that and more to get the Wolfpack on the free throw line here in the final 1:19. There's another one, second foul of the night on Alvarez.
And, and this is, you actually got two very good free throw shooting teams. We haven't seen the Bulls at the line a lot tonight, obviously. Things didn't play out a little bit differently, but NC State just as solid from the line as well.
Third foul on Alvarez, 3 fouls in 4 seconds. And that is the 5th team foul, so Brooks heading to the free throw line. 74% free throw shooter. So the strategy to foul pays off here as Brooks misses the first one. Back to an 11-point game. Bulls need to get shot airborne in a hurry here. Time getting short. Alvarez creates a little space, can't hit the jumper, and now the Wolfpack have less than a minute to go for their 11th straight win. Bulls are going to fall to 7-4 on the season. Wolfpack will be 11-0. James through traffic draws the foul.
Creating the space and the acceleration.
The combination of outside shooting and the ability to slash to the basket by this North Carolina State team stands out as well.
And again, this is a team that's picked 8th in the ACC.
Hard to fathom, isn't it?
It is hard to fathom. Very hard to fathom.
Well, Wes Moore has them playing some great basketball right now. Baldwin with the offensive rebound. Bulls try to tie her up. And that will give the basketball to South Florida on the possession arrow. Shot clock turned off. Levy gets cut off, gets it to Brito. Now Alvarez, another open look, leaves it a little short. Rebound North Carolina State, and they will be able to run this thing out. The Wolfpack, number 3 in the nation, come up with a 12-point victory in Tampa tonight.
Well, I think for the Bulls, solid effort, solid team effort. Coach Fernandez, aside from looking at the score, can't be disappointed with the total team effort tonight. And for NC State, they continue on. Very impressive, a total team effort on their side as well. A very deep squad in the Wolfpack.
That'll do it tonight for Leah Secondo. I'm Jim Love saying so long from Tampa, where the final score is North Carolina State 66, South Florida 54. All games airing on the ESPN Networks or streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.